Welcome to our program, 5 Questions, 5 Answers. Today we're here at a retirement home with 84-year-old Eleanor. She has graciously agreed to share 5 special memories from her life. Some of them will make us smile, others may bring tears to our eyes, but each one carries a lesson worth holding on to. Let's begin. What is your favorite childhood memory?
My childhood was spent in a small American town. Back then, life was simple. No television, no phones. Our joy came from running outside and playing games with the neighborhood kids. One day my father came home carrying a big box. Inside was a shiny, heavy bicycle. I was only 8 years old and my feet could barely reach the pedals. My first try ended with me falling hard and scraping my knee. My father looked at me and said, "Eleanor, that's life. You'll fall, but if you don't get back up, you'll never get anywhere." That day I fell again and again, but by evening, I was the only little girl in the neighborhood riding a bike down the street. The wind on my face, my heart racing, I can still feel it when I close my eyes. It taught me something I've carried all my life. No matter how many times you fall, if you can stand back up, you'll never truly lose.
That's beautiful. I'm sure our viewers will carry your father's words with them too. Childhood gives us that first taste of freedom. Now, Eleanor, what about your youth? What was your very first love like? Can you tell us about your first love?
Henry. We met in high school. He was quiet, a little shy, but there was a spark in his eyes. At the school dance, he walked right up to me, reached out his hand, and asked me to dance. My heart was pounding so loudly I was certain everyone could hear it. I wore a simple blue dress that my mother had sewn for me. It wasn't fancy, but that night I felt like a princess. While we were dancing, Henry leaned close and whispered, "One day I'm going to marry you." And he did. We were married for 52 years. Did we argue? Of course. Did we hurt each other sometimes? Yes. But love isn't just about sweet words. Love is waking up each morning and choosing that person all over again. Henry chose me every day, and that's why our love never faded.
That's incredible. People today are amazed when they hear about marriages lasting that long. But from what you've shared, true love is about making that choice, day after day. Tell me though, life isn't always easy. What was the hardest time you ever faced? What was the most difficult period of your life?
A few years into our marriage, Henry was drafted into the Army. Our children were still little. One was 3, the other just a baby. I tried to smile as I waved him off at the train station, but inside, I was terrified. What if he never comes back, I thought. Those years were the hardest of my life. I worked, I raised the children, and every knock on the door made my heart stop, afraid it might be bad news. At night, after the kids were asleep, I prayed in silence. When Henry finally came home, I could see the war had changed him. His eyes carried things he would never put into words. But he was home. That was enough for me. I learned then that no matter how hard life gets, as long as the people you love are by your side, it's worth carrying on. That time in my life taught me patience, faith, and resilience.
That must have been such a heavy burden. Yet you stayed strong and kept going. I know many of our viewers will find hope in your story. But life isn't only about hardships. Sometimes the moments we laugh at stay with us forever. Do you have a memory that still makes you laugh? Is there a memory that still makes you laugh today?
Oh, yes. Henry and I once went on a picnic by the lake. We packed sandwiches and lemonade, and we spread a blanket on the grass. Before long, a group of ducks surrounded us. At first, it was cute, but then they started eyeing our food. Out of nowhere, one duck snatched Henry's sandwich right out of his hand. He jumped up and ran trying to chase it, but in the process, he tripped and spilled the entire picnic basket. The ducks had a feast and we went home hungry, but we laughed until our stomachs hurt. Even now, so many years later, when I think of it, I can't help but smile. That day taught me something too. The tough moments fade, but the times you laugh together stay forever.
That's wonderful. I think everyone watching can picture that scene and laugh along with you. It just goes to show, joy is sometimes found in the simplest, even silliest moments. For my last question, what advice would you give to young people today? What is the most important advice you would give to young people today?
Young people today live so fast, always on their phones, always in a rush. But life is not on a screen. It's in the eyes you look into, in the time you give to each other, in the love you share. At the end of life, no one says, "I wish I had worked more hours." What they say is, "I wish I had loved more. I wish I had spent more time with the people who mattered." So my advice is this: chase your dreams, work hard, yes, but don't neglect love. Because one day, all you'll really have left are the memories of the people you loved and the love they gave back to you.
And that brings us to the end of today's 5 questions, 5 answers. Such powerful advice. Eleanor's story reminds us that life isn't about how many times you fall, it's about getting back up. And in the end, the only thing that truly remains is love. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time with another story from the heart. If you enjoyed Eleanor's story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the next inspiring episode. Your support helps us share more voices, more memories, and more lessons from the heart.